Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today what I want to do is take apart this larger style battery backup system. You do find battery backup systems like this, as well as the smaller ones like that behind me. I do have a really nice pile of them that I've collected and saved. And you will find them more now because people are working more from home due to COVID. The great thing about all of these battery backup systems is they are not only very heavy, but they are loaded with great scrappable material. A really nice lead-based battery, a copper transformer, some really nice brass, really heavy extension or power cord, as well as gold-plated prongs. So what I want to do today is take this one apart. I have done a small breakdown or full breakdown on one of these smaller ones, and I will include the link to that in my description. They are very easy to take apart. And as mentioned, some really nice, great goodies that you will find in them. So again, I'm not going to spend any time on these smaller ones, but just to show you the really nice goodies from inside. Look at that brass in there and that battery, okay? But the copper as well. Copper continues to be our scrapper's gold, so that came from the transformer. So if you're interested in that video, go check it out. This one, I do find these bigger ones as well. Sometimes you will find them from offices. They are renovating. They have them all in storage. They don't work, so they will put them out. Hopefully someone will take them. This one perhaps was taken home from a type of office, but I did get these all from garbage day, which was great. This one, I have already removed the back screws to it. So this panel did come off the back. Just easy screws to take off. Notice inside, without even opening it, really nice copper coil there, a nice little copper donut, if you will. And these are very heavy, so I am going to talk about the first item, the power cord. This power cord is what we classify as 40% appliance wire. It's the same type of cord you're going to find on microwaves, dehumidifiers, vacuum cleaners. So if I bring it up to the camera, you can see there are 3 strands of copper that have a coating on it, an outer coating of plastic. So currently this is 40% appliance wire, and in London, Ontario, it is going for, got my prices here, $1.56 a pound, and this is almost a pound. So I have about 11 of them here. So great items, they do add up in weight. And unfortunately, I have seen a lot of amateur scrappers or people that are just trying to make a quick buck, just cutting off the cords from the appliances and driving off. And even though these are an excellent item, there are still goodies inside the other end. So I strongly suggest taking it all. You're still going to find other metals inside of these regardless of what it is. But again, a great value here. I will also pull off the brass. I will put these brass prongs into a bucket. I will get brass price, which is currently $3.27 a pound in London, Ontario as well. Some people will leave them on for the weight. I haven't seen really a difference if you only had 1 or 2, but because I find tons of appliance wire, I have a nice large bucket of prongs and I'm looking long-term, so it does add up. And in my opinion, long-term, it will have a way better profit. So again, 40% wire. You do also want to make sure you separate this from your higher value wire, which is your 60% appliance wire. So inside of this was the inside. All of this wire here would actually be classified as 60%, and that's because it is all single strand, only 1 coating of plastic on this. So this currently right now is actually going for $2.64 a pound. So almost $1 more, which is, or more than $1. So it is worth separating, which is great. I do find a lot of it. You will also find some appliance wires, especially ones from lamps. Christmas lights are easy to upgrade as well to get that higher value 60% appliance wire. Inside of it, all of these outlets have some really nice brass. So all I have to do is actually just pick that out. I'm going to use a screwdriver to pull those out. This is actually off of one of the smaller ones. Look at all of that nice yellow brass. And the other nice thing about brass is this yellow brass, I can actually put it with my coated brass. Okay, so you do not have to separate it even though there is a coating on that. It will all be one value. Red brass is different, but red brass is something you'll find on water heaters, for example. But this is all yellow brass, and again, $3.27 a pound. I will include full weights at the bottom as well, okay? This circuit board here, you do want to look at this one, okay? I love these little circuit boards. You will find anytime a type of phone jack or off of computers or any other type of electronic, these all have a really nice set of gold-plated pins. So those are gold-plated. I will open those, very easy to do, just crack that plastic. I will cut off those pins. I do have a container of them. You can sell gold-plated pins to places like boardsort.com or other online places. Some people will refine it themselves. I have been holding on to it. Hopefully one day I will do that. But all of your phone jacks like this, USB ports, they do have a little bit of gold-plated pins. So that is great inside of that. Just gonna put on some safety glasses. I'm gonna open the rest of this box here. Okay, and it is just plastic. Unfortunately, here where I live, this is just gonna go into the trash. This is a heavy-duty plastic. There are places that will take plastic depending on where you live. And I have had some of my viewers, especially out east, say that they can actually bring this to the scrapyard and get paid per weight for the plastic. So that is an excellent thing. We can take those, divert it from the landfill. I would love to see Ontario get on board with that to be able to reduce the amount of plastic. But unfortunately here, this is going to be garbage. Inside, because this is a larger machine, if you will, it does have two, I'm just going to cut that wire, two batteries together. Okay, these are, as you can see the PB on there, these are lead-based. Okay, this would be the same as your car batteries. It could be put in with boats and lawnmowers. So lead-based batteries right now in London, Ontario are going for 20 cents a pound. One of these is 5 pounds, so I have two here, so 10 pounds right there. All of the other little ones that you see back here do have one little one. So again, all of these are 5 pounds, so do have a lot of battery here that's going to go in. And because of the lead inside of it, very important that they are diverted from the landfill. In fact, some garbage men actually will not pick up items like this because they contain the lead and they can't throw it into the truck. So that would be great if we saw more of that. You know, diverting this definitely away from the landfill is very important. All batteries. These are separate from your alkaline batteries or your household batteries. And for batteries, you do want to call around because some places will not take your power batteries from drills or other power tools. Some will take household batteries but not give you scrap value for them. In London, for example, they will not take your household ones for money. They will take them free of charge for recycling purposes. In Sarnia, all of my household batteries, I will get 5 cents a pound for those. And I actually just brought in 137 pounds of household batteries. So I had a huge collection, have been given them to me from schools and all that places. So I'm glad to be able to reverse those or divert those, recycle them properly. But these, again, separate from your alkaline, 20 cents a pound. Inside of that, there is the transformer that I was looking at. A lot of that 60% appliance wire going to it. So I will make sure I separate it. This is actually valued at a scrapyard because of the copper inside. There are separate categories for transformers. You can get about 15 cents a pound for this. This is a good probably 4 or 5 pounds too. This is very heavy. But in my opinion, well worth taking apart. Very easy to do. It does take a little bit of time to get the first couple outer coatings off or first couple prongs of steel because there is a heavy glue on this. But as you can see, I did remove them. Here they are. Once you get 1 or 2 done, it is easier to do, but these are all gonna be tin. So this is gonna be 10 cents a pound. This is the beautiful transformer that's left. This is all gonna be classified as number 2 copper because of the glue still on it, as well as the tape. So right now, this is actually going for $4.48 a pound for the number 2 copper. So well worth taking it apart. You're still getting the value from the tin, from the shell of it. So 100% scrappable, but long-term, copper continues to be our scrapper's gold. And this is the value, the money maker right here. So beautiful transformer here, again, that I have, that I am gonna open up. And I will include in my description as well how to open those transformers. I will put the video to that. I have a separate video on that, as well as a weight for that copper. Very easy to do, but again, important to separate it because you're gonna make a lot more money. Okay, the last thing, this circuit board, very easy to look at or to open up. It does have a couple clamps that I have to pull off, but some really nice, valuable items here. I have right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 big chunks of aluminum. These are aluminum heat sinks. This is gonna give me clean aluminum price, which is about 60 cents a pound. On these, you can see right there, these little prongs here, those are actually copper. Inside of those, you break that plastic, there is copper, and these are worth taking apart. I have shown any time of aluminum heat sink, those little prongs. I have a huge jar of them right here, 10 pounds right here, and that would be classified as number 2 copper as well. So $44 right here at 80 cents just from those little prongs. They do add up. And as I said, they are on all aluminum heat sinks. You will find different types of aluminum heat sinks. Some of them that do have, for example, the grooves like this, that is a higher value aluminum, going to give you what we call extrusion, which is about $1.10 a pound right now. It looks like any type of aluminum that's put through a mold or a press. But because these are just clean, almost like solid rectangular prisms, they are just gonna give me clean. But again, 55 cents a pound for these. This copper coil here, again, this is also gonna be number 2 copper. I am gonna cut those off. And I did have a question from one of my viewers about circuit boards. What are the valuable things on here? It does depend on if you are going into micro scrapping. There is, for example, a couple crystal oscillators on this. Oh, I hear the garbage man right outside the door there. So there is my arch nemesis. I already picked up what I had to, so he can take the rest of my trash, but I apologize for the noise behind me. But this transformer here, looking inside of that, there is a lot of plastic in there, and I'm actually not even gonna open this one because there's only a little bit of copper. But someone asked me, is it better to keep these items on and get the e-waste price or get the aluminum and copper and all those items? The first thing I do want to mention is it does depend on where you are when you're looking at e-waste. Some scrap yards will give you low grade, medium grade, high grade, depending on the types of metals on it. If there's precious metals, like you can see there, those are gold plated prongs right there. Because of that precious metal, this could be higher value. Unfortunately, here where I live and where I take it to, I only get one value for circuit boards. I get about 5 cents a pound, which is not much, but it's better than nothing. So I am really going to look at what types of items I can take off of here. These aluminum heat sinks for sure. This wire for sure. These boxes here are what we call relay boxes. There is a little spool of copper inside of it, as well as a really nice silver dot. So just for example, putting that up to the camera, that little dot on the top of that, that is silver. So I do take relay boxes out as well. I'll put that silver into a little container. And again, hopefully one day I will refine that silver. But anything else on these, this transformer, I will leave on for weight because there isn't any copper in here. The little capacitors you see here, these little battery looking things, I leave them on as well because they are not worth anything taken off. But again, the rest of this, the great thing about taking these goodies like the copper and the aluminum off here is once I'm done taking off what I need, even if the rest of the circuit board is broken, I can still bring the rest of it into the scrapyard and still get my 5 cents a pound for the rest of it. So it is 100% scrappable, but it does depend on your scrap yard and, in my opinion, what you have on it. So you're going to make more money for the aluminum and copper and gold in the long run than if I was to just bring this in for e-waste price at 5 cents a pound. Okay, so as mentioned, number 2 copper, $4.48 a pound. Going to be a lot more than 5 cents a pound for the whole thing, as well as the aluminum here at 50 cents a pound for all of that. Okay, so good question. Again, hopefully that answered that. that is it with this. As I said, very easy to take apart, but loaded with goodies. The rest of this shell is garbage, okay? This little prong item, plastic thing, I'm just gonna actually throw it right into my dirty or mixed wire. I do have some of that electric wire, okay? You do also wanna make sure when you are cutting your cords, okay, sometimes you will find these little metallic circular items. This is ferrite, okay? I do have a couple of these. There is some wire that wraps around it. There is a category for ferrite. I actually just throw it right into my tin, but I do want to make sure I get that wire because this, as I said, is your higher value 60% appliance wire. So great goodies. You want to make sure you open that transformer, get the copper. We want to make sure we keep all of those lead-based batteries out of the water system. All of the copper that you see on here in aluminum, I'm going to take for higher value. The gold on there, going to make sure I store that up as well. This circuit board, the rest of it, going to get my 5 cents for e-waste, a pound. My 40% appliance wire, going to make sure I get this as well, giving me, as mentioned, $1.57 a pound. So you want to make sure you get those, but don't just, or $1.56 a pound, but don't just cut these and leave the rest, because as I said, you're losing out on a lot of scrap material. Hope you enjoyed that. Quick video, but I think necessary given the amount that I have here. I'm gonna spend the rest of my afternoon taking them apart, probably take me maybe an hour to do it all. I will include final breakdown and weights of just this one, and perhaps later down the road, the full breakdown of all of them in terms of weight. So hope you enjoyed that. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll check you on the next one. Tin Man out.